which is the founder of SG Health and Wellness Sundram Berhad. And if I recall correctly, Surinder is doing concentrated coconut powder drink.
I would say it's a natural instant coconut water powder.
Instant natural coconut, because the only thing I remember is to take her coconut water to go for hiking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So Surinder, would you like to briefly let our other members know what you do and what you sell?
Sure, definitely. Thank you for inviting me for this session, and also hello and hi to all the committee members who are here today with us. Maybe most of you all already know, because I've been with WBS for some time, and I think most of you all might have known what I'm actually doing. But for those who are new to knowing me, I think just to introduce about my business, I'm coming from the manufacturing background. So whatever we heard from Bharati and Jerika just now, they were like from the retail point and the wholesaler and going forward. Whereas myself, manufacturing the coconut water powder. So the whole idea of coconut water came into my mind long back, about maybe 11, 12 years back, where I wanted to create something unique, something different, something convenient, something lifestyle, which probably I would have, in my mind, I would have seen what's coming forward. So that's why it was something new. But this pandemic basically have changed a lot. I used to be a B2B, selling my product after manufacturing to another manufacturer, or probably to overseas. I was like actually concentrating on exporting my products in bulk as a manufacturer. I never had a mindset of a retailer at all, because the retailing part was actually done by my distributors, all right, or my customers. So now with this pandemic, it has actually changed the whole role, where I not only B2B, but it's going to be B2C, whereby I'm dealing directly now with customers as well. So during this pandemic time, my overseas market or the business was really down because of all these lockdowns and our logistic issues. And therefore, the orders really went down. But the pandemic also taught me a lot of stuff, whereby how to survive through, how to continue this business, you know. So that's where I sat down and contemplated. I learned the new strategy of e-commerce retailing. So even though today I don't have a retail shop, which I believe I don't need to have a retail still. At this point of time, I still don't need a retail shop for my business. But how to do it, how to conquer the local retail market, that means the local market as well. So when we can't bring a product to overseas, it has to be local market, right? So the only way, like what Bharati said, we have 25 million people waiting out there to enjoy our product. So yeah, so this is what happened, is that I am converting the whole thing from the branding, restructuring of business strategy, e-commercing, everything is total new thing. And I'm launching something new in January. Yeah.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that also. So one of the first question I would love to know from you, Surinder, is what are your thoughts on branding and also brand loyalty? Because knowing you actually are doing like everything from scratch, which is sourcing your own ingredients to manufacturing it, packaging it, and marketing it, doing sales. So it's like essentially it's what we say like pao ka liao, right? Everything from starting to the end. So, and also moving from, you mentioned B2B, and then you are doing more on online right now. And also I know that you are very actively also improving yourself in terms of marketing. So what are your thoughts on branding a product, especially branding your product and the brand loyalty of it?
Okay. You see, when the beginning, when I started to brand my products under a local name called Kudrat Coconut. So Kudrat meaning in a Muslim or in Arabic word, it's mean energy. So that's why it's a coconut water is also an energy drink. So I put a name which is Kudrat, but I was selling product to overseas. You got it? So I said, hey, it doesn't make sense now anymore. If I want to go overseas, it has to be a very international kind of brand. So now the brand has become Conuts. So you see, when we say I want to expand my business in a newer way, I must be ready for the consequences and also ready for the world. So when I bring coconuts to the international market, when I put it in Amazon or eBay and all that, coconuts makes more sense to those people than just kudrat, right? So that was one thing that I've changed. So this branding is very important because even today you see Facebook, right? So they bought over Meta because Meta meaning abundant, something, abroad. So therefore, I think these coconuts will bring definitely an image to it. And previously, I was like B2B and direct to the manufacturer or, those things. When I move into retail through e-commerce, there must be recognition to it, the royalty that you're talking about. So I have to carry this product now direct to my customers, to the 25 millions in Malaysia and probably 25 billion people or whatever it is. So with that, I think the naming is very important, the branding, the awareness, bringing the awareness of this brand is important. So therefore, me being in e-commerce and like appearing everywhere, every platform, and promoting the product in a very professional way, that actually creates a bigger royalty for the brand. So the branding, basically, those days I was thinking the thing that need to speak is the product, not the brand. Okay, I always say product will speak by itself, so you don't have to say whether Surinder's coconut water is good or not. By drinking it, by tasting it, by feeling the effect of it, you will recognize my product. But now in this digital world, it's actually the branding, the name.
Yeah, true. So your approach to branding is like a long-term game because you know that you want to go global. That's why you know that the global market is probably like more English savvy. That's why you brand it in terms of it's more English savvy and it's more memorable for people to remember.
Right. You see the coconut, I'm selling coconut product. It's a coconut without the CEO in the center, right? So it's easy to see when you're putting a brand, it has to make sense. It has to be catchy. It has to be, when I say coconuts, it's a coconut, must be something to do with coconut, right? If I say kudrat, what the hell is kudrat, right? Okay, so that's why the branding was actually, it took me so much time and like contemplating and brainstorming and trying to understand what brand should I give it to it now. So it's all evolved. It's definitely evolved. And in JV is another thing is that not only the brand that I have changed it, I have studied the market taste for the coconut water. So whereby it's not only now the original coconut water powder, but you will have also with flavors. Like I have added on pineapple coconut, guava coconut, lime coconut, pandan coconut water. So with these varieties, right, it's not only catching the one particular group who always go for health based. It can be for children, it can be youngsters, So apart from branding, I've also enhanced the taste and the formulation of this product so that I can catch a better market, bigger market.
More towards not just a niche market, but more of like a family drink right now.
Correct. And of course, the packaging also, I have changed the packaging to be very exciting, no longer the green stuff. So it's become very colorful and attractive, because what people need now is excitement. They didn't see, packaging itself is a marketing tool already, right?
Yes.
So yeah, a lot of changes have taken place. I'm glad that I learned all this 2 years of pandemic. It taught me a lot that, oh my goodness, all this 10 years, I'm doing this business for the last 10 years, all right? I'm doing the same way. And I didn't make a way where people will know. Even today, somebody come to me, really? Is there such thing as coconut water powder in a powder? So I felt so hurt and feel, my God, I didn't do a good job. I created a product, but people don't know this product yet. The awareness is not there yet. So now that with this technology, e-commerce and all that digital world, I think I'll be able to promote this product and get a bigger awareness from people about the product.
Yes, like what we mentioned during Bharati's session, right? The eyeballs. Again, the eyeballs is very important. So when people see it, and then you can start educating them about what the product is and spreading the word, letting them know.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Surinder, and it's just amazing, all you ladies and your spirits of learning as well. So we'll move on to the next speaker first, which is our Amanda Loh. Amanda is a certified neuro change master trainer and also founder of Knowledge and ME. Hi, Amanda.
Hello, good afternoon to all the Dynamics ladies. Congratulations for your business startup. Very excited while I'm, listening to you all. So a little bit about myself. I got to say this is the first time I come out to your program. And thanks to bring me here so that I know that, wow, look at all these Malaysians lady, we are somebody, and congratulations, bring your own idea to the markets and doing very, very well. All right. So I am actually business owner. I moved to Australia nearly 20 years. I'm from Penang. I'm a Union High School student, Chinese educated. So in Australia, we actually have two types of business, all on services, which is the cleaning services, and educations, which is training. So as a result code, I help people achieve their goal in any areas, and then also certified neuron change master practitioners using the neuron change method, mind science, transfer out training to assist my client or your clients to adapt and recover and emerge as a new person. So anyone who wants to improve their behavior, lifestyle using evidence-based and science-based program. And I'm also very specialized in early childhood educations, which is baby from born to 5 years, their educations and their care. So this is a bit about me. So look, pandemic, all of us know it hit everybody, not only one particular area or one country or one areas. So we understand the consequences actually do a lot of harm, but it does bring out some good as well. Personally, I just feel that pandemic is a reset button. Yeah, it just forced us to do something unthinkable or never think about it and take up the challenge and make the change. So life adjustment often come with a wide range of experiences and emotions. Sometimes that transitions can feel smooth, but sometimes it will feel a bit bumpy. During that, I coach a lot of clients and mentor some of the students. They actually bring out and tell me that, oh, look, we just feel like they don't know how to go on. Okay. They feel like drained off because they stuck at home, can't go to work, even though work, there's no physically communications, all stay at a computer. I have a teacher and she was saying that I feel so different, by teaching now, because throughout her career, 10 years in the school, she feels like very motivated and happy to deliver her classes. But when it comes to deliver online, she can't do it. So what's the change? Because she feels like she didn't physically turn the pages of the book. It just keeps scrolling down by the mouse. So that actually, changed her thinking, because her mindset actually tell her that, it's different. I'm so scared of change, because we humans very afraid to walk out our comfort zone. We scared to take challenges. We scared to see changes, So that is very normal. Okay, we are human beings. So don't be too tough with yourself. Okay. So during, my training, also during the pandemic, actually, I got to say myself become procrastinator. I push things, I postpone things. I said, not important. I can do it later on. Nobody will know, So, of course, that time, a lot of Netflix and, all these Korean movie kick in and wasted, a lot of times there. But that do have fun, because that time I start to understand myself more. So struggling, frustration, sadness, angry, or grief or anxiety is for all of us. All of us, we have that. So what I need to say is take care of your mental health, your emotions, acknowledge your emotions when you feel stressed. Especially business is not a so-called a simple thing. Business is not something that's set and forget. Business is alive. All right. Setting up a business is very easy, honestly. But to maintain a business, that is the challenge part, because you need to keep innovate. You need to keep changing. You need to keep thinking of, oh, okay, what is my competitors doing? Like just now, our beloved speaker Surinder said, she kind of keep asking, because the market is changing. She's changing her brand name. She's changing her packaging. Even though, Facebook, we know that they are changing because market is changing. So same as this pandemic. Look, pandemic going to stay. All right. We conquered the so-called Wuhan virus. We conquered the Delta virus. Okay. Now came another one, the South Africa virus. So it going to be continuous. All right. So it's here to stay. But we pray and wish that that will be gone mild. And one day it will just gone. Hopefully our vaccinations can be, so-called useful and protected us. So to adjust in all these, we need to be patient and flexibility. Okay.
Yeah, Amanda, I think one thing I very agree with you, it's the mindfulness. So you need to be very mindful of your mindset, your emotion, especially through sudden changes like this, because let's face it, like pandemic changes everyone for better or for worse. So we have to be very mindful of our mindset. And as a business owner or a business entrepreneur, you are very much connected to your business. It is your identity of some sort. So how you mentally behave, your mindset, it will be reflected on your decision towards your business as well. So awareness is very important. And I wish I know you before pandemic. So you can.
Today is not that late. Today is the start of it.
You up earlier for our members.
Thank you. I will be my honor. And you are right, Genevieve. You are right. Because we grow up with an environment, we believe what people tell us. We believe environment which is show us, like example, my mom used to say, "Oh, you naughty, the police come and get you." We have that concept because we have been educated that way, or so-called frightened or scared that way. So we believe that. And when this belief actually affected your decision, and it also affected your mindset, like, oh, you climb up, you will fall, because children, when they climb up, we stop them first. Hey, don't climb, you will fall. But eventually it won't fall, and maybe it will not fall. But we have stopped them by doing things, right? So that make their mindset is become fixed mindset. So when you have the fixed mindset, sometimes you kind of like, Chinese say "si guat," like that brain, you can't think, out of the box. You just think around the circle. So you need that to be changed. Fixed mindset can work two ways. One is fixed, one is grow mindset. And sometimes they both have to work concurrently. It's not work by itself. All right. So that can be changed. And from the mindset, of course, you acknowledge your emotions. All right. Because when you are happier, you do things differently. You will come up, I can find out a bit happy. But if you're doing sad things and the environment is not right, like we say, oh, the timing is not right, you just not feel like going. So emotions, especially pandemic, have been affected a lot of people. So of course, that also influence your subconscious and conscious mind. Your conscious mind may tell you, oh, go and do it. Look, go on Lazada and sell this product. Go and, the Shopee and all those. But the other hand is like, oh, whether it work or not, maybe Malaysian not look at this, or maybe I should try, eBay, Amazon first, So you kind of have that mind block or mental, we kind of like the mental block on your mind thinking. So it won't help you to go further. So
sorry to interrupt, but I think one of the questions I'm interested is, how can you move forward from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset? Because a lot of people, I think the first step is awareness, that knowing you are at a fixed mindset. But after that, how do you move forward? That would be the last question of the day for you.
Very interesting questions. All right. Everything, say you're driving. All right, at first you have your L, and when you drive, you will be very kind of concentrate, you know, on the road. And you will ask if your mother sit next, oh, mom, don't talk, just should I'm concentrate driving, you know. But along the way, after you have been driving like 3 years, 4 years, you were still driving, but you were not so-called kind of like scared or so-called have that worry if your mom talk to you, right? You ask to shut, you're still listening, and but your brain is still kind of functions that do the normal tasks because your driving skill become automate. Yeah. So what I'm going to say is how to help you move forward is to change your behavior. We need to change our behavior. All right. If you change your behavior, then you make it as a practice. Like example, set a task or so-called a schedule. Like, okay, I'm going to wake up 6 o'clock. All right, 7 o'clock, I'm going to do this. 8 o'clock, I'm going to make phone calls. You know, in pandemic, we actually forgotten all our routine. Because before pandemic, you were, oh, my alarm clock, wake up 6 o'clock, I make sure, you know, wash, clean, make up, change, and then prepare my breakfast, prepare my lunch, get my children set up, or, you know, all these routines have been scheduled. But in pandemic, you will say, never mind, I can sleep late. Oh, 9 o'clock Zoom, 8:45, I get up, you know. And honestly, we just don't care about makeups. We don't care about do our hair. We just jump on Zoom and then do our meeting. Am I right? Yeah. No, it's not only you. There's a lot of us. So we've forgotten all these so-called the routine, you know, in ourselves. Our time management, we kind of let it go already. You know, your self-consciousness, we let it go also. So to help us to move forward, you need to change your behavior. You know, you got to set your task list, set your schedule. Then it will help you to move forward because you got the list, like the checklist to do your thing. So that practice make it perfect.
Okay.
Right?
Just like very consciously know that we want to change, and just maybe we can start from the minor one first to change things up, to change our schedule, change our routine, to spice things up essentially, right? And I'm very guilty of not making up. So I literally forgot how to make up. Once the pandemic opened, I look at my makeup box and I'm like, what should I start first? Should I put the foundation first or should I put the concealer first? I've forgotten about it already.
Yeah, because we didn't practice. When you're not using it, you lose it. Simple as that.
Yep.
Yeah. So that is part of it.
Yeah,
So very interesting question also. You all asked about, okay, hybrid, you know, what's hybrid business will do. Not every business, I mean, personally, I just feel like not every business can go online or just stay offline. All right. Certain business can do both. Like example, restaurant business in pandemic, they can't do it, but they can do frozen or so-called deliver the food. So they become online. And now open up, they can do both. You know, if physically they still want to own a restaurant in the good locations, they can do both, you know. And some of the business, like example, my cleaning business, when pandemic happened, we received the news 5 o'clock evening. The government announced we cannot operate. Basically, we have to stop. So that is less than 24 hours. And we quite panicked because the source of income basically is your business. So we panic, we have staff, we don't know how to go on. And we, of course, you know, as a company owner, emergency meeting, you know, sort out, you know, the resources. So finally, during that lockdown, we opened a new line because our cleaning services, we are only serve or so-called do the services for the hospitality, like these restaurant, pubs, clubs, you know. But because pandemic, they all can't operate, they have to close. So that time, we source for another line of customer because government announced only one trade in Australia is open, which is construction. So we quickly approach construction because after renovations, they still need cleaning, but of course their cleaning is a bit different cleaning, not the domestic or household cleaning. Yeah, it's a bit different. So we have the resources. We have, you know, the staff already have qualifications. So we quickly tap on that. So I got to proudly say that after 3 years pandemic, since 2019 until now, we have been opened up a new line, which is constructions and serving a leading company like JLL, Intermint, international brand constructions until now, and still building strong relationships with them. And the other hand, when in my training, so-called education center, same thing, we can't do face-to-face. First thing, we are unable to do face-to-face. Secondly, the international students all have to leave because they need to go home before their visa expires. So same thing, we just have to close down. The center have to close. I have to let go the staff and things like that. But that actually make us think of, hey, hang on, we can do online. Yeah, we can put all our resources, change to the LMS system, do online, and the student can be everywhere. All right, don't have to be restrict or they have to travel here and so-called stay here. So that is another line we're doing. So if you ask me that, okay, what type of business can go online, offline? I actually feel like depends on your business model, depends on the structure. You don't have to have a physical shop to do retail. Yeah, you don't have to have a school to teach educations. Yeah, so it's depend on your model. You don't need a retail shop to sell clothing. Yeah, because seems like now the trend is everything go online, even though you can buy a bubble tea, through online. Yeah, so it's a good opportunity. Pandemic, it seems like open up a lifeline for everyone. Because in old time, traditional way, you want to do business, you must have money. You must have connections, right? You must have the knowledge, or the power. But now, everyone equal. Yeah. Even though, like our speaker, Bharati says that zero about Facebook, zero about social media, but you can make it because we just go online and then ask Mr. Google or Miss Siri, about informations, and we learn from there, use their guide. Yeah. So,
with you, So I think, Amanda, you are like the true embodiment of a growth mindset, because like you said, F&B doesn't have to have a retail shop, it doesn't have to be fixed in a certain past norm that we thought that this has to be in this. Yeah. So a true growth mindset that you have right now. Yeah.
Exactly. I remember one time I was listening to a speech, which is Alibaba founder. He said, when you're over 40, you cannot start any business. You can only invest in business. But now, pandemic have changed that statement. You can start the business, even though very young teenagers, they can start their own business. Even though you're 65, 75, you still can start your own business. Yeah. So there is no limit to everyone.
Yep. Okay. We will also have to move on to our next agenda. But first, I think I would like to also take the time first to thank 4 ladies for your insights and your input on today's sharing session. So we will go into our last breakout room where our members will also get to ask more questions, continue to ask more questions. Janet, are you ready for the breakout room?
Yep, I'm ready.